Hi. Sorry for the delay. I had
Awesome.
a call go long and then I had an issue with Zoom. So thank you all for joining. Hi. How's everybody today?
Hello.
Morning.
Um, Good morning.
Good morning.
So what do we want to talk about today? I have a couple of ideas. There's one thing that I wanted to tie up from last session. Anybody else have any things that they want to cover today?
I have one quick question, if I can share my screen real quick,
Yeah.
just to tell me. Let me find it before I share my screen, and you have to see me clicking all the
Yeah,
tabs.
kind of like how I do it too. I'm just gonna Where is my org too? Because I wanted to show stuff too. So I'm going to share my screen. All right.
See this there. Service appointment window. See that? So this is
Not yet. Yep, I gotcha.
got it. Service appointment history. So this is using the self-scheduling, not the agent force, but the original kind, like through Experience Cloud. And we're
Okay.
scheduling, and then like we scheduled at 12:51 and it's scheduled okay. And then we used the reschedule. So this is appointment assistant reschedule. And
Brilliant.
look at
Yes.
how many times it updated, like arrival, start and end, update, update,
Um,
update, update. Is that
do
like,
you have any
no?
flows on your service appointment?
Not that I've found that should be doing this. So,
Well, I think that I've seen this before where there's a service appointment flow. It's
okay.
making like after I, I want to say that it's trying to save, but it can't. It's like I want to use the phrase like a quasi save or it's trying to save, but it's not a fully committed save
Hmm.
before it actually commits to the database.
Okay.
Right. And it all happens in the same second, right? It's all seconds.
Hmm.
So,
Are these like little book appointment
oh,
artifacts? I joined late,
yes, they're
sorry.
from Appointment
Uh,
Assistant. Hello.
y-
So did
uh,
I. So you're right on
okay.
time. Yeah, this is appointment assistant. So imagine it's doing what the global action does for book appointment. So it's like it's checking and is it okay? Is it okay? Is
Yeah,
it okay? Is it okay? Until
right.
it finally
It-
commits.
right. And it has to
It's like
make
4 or 5
updates.
times.
Like keep in mind, like I made the mistake once of putting the global action on a Gantt tab. And it's
Hmm.
like anytime you open
Yes.
it, it does the thing. And when you, let's say there's an existing appointment and it has all the details it likes, but you're shopping around, might there be a different day for Mrs. Jones or whatever? Just looking updates those records, right?
Yes.
I was ruining the arrival window of existing appointments just by browsing for new times that were possible. So that's a big danger mouse right there. A
So,
appointment assistant could have the same kind of bad blood. I don't know.
so I wonder if this reschedule button, I don't know if it's still going to be connected
Hmm.
to work. By clicking that, it's not going to fully work. By clicking that reschedule and pulls up the appointments,
Hmm.
I think that could be doing it. That it,
Yes. I think it's
okay.
exactly like what Bruce said. It's, yeah, when you're shopping around for a new time slot, it's updating the service appointment just to see if it's, I
It,
guess,
yeah,
safe.
like
Yeah.
it. If you think about it, it kind of has to do that. Like right now, if the arrival window was today, 9 to noon,
Hmm.
um, that's what's known. And A, right now that's in the past, so it can't schedule anything. So B, it wants to put it in the context where it could schedule it. So it starts to beat up your data. It goes, okay, you're thinking about tomorrow and the next day and the next day. It writes that stuff so it can think who would be a good candidate or who might we get at that time just by you shopping around for slots. So I don't know. I'd suggest a debug log on the user, on automated process,
Okay.
on uh, was it platform automation user, all those things, and see what
Field service integration user, maybe? Are you enhanced scheduling and optimization?
I believe so. Yes.
So maybe on that user, can you do that, Bruce? Is that a user we can debug?
maybe it's more about the guest user of the site that's hooking in here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Guest user. Okay. I just didn't know. I mean, that makes sense to me. I couldn't explain why.
Mhm.
I know somebody that has been trying to help with this said they talked to Salesforce and Salesforce said it was working as expected, but no real explanation. So that imagine that.
Like, and the way out of, let's say this is as expected, like the way out of it could be kind of hairy, right? Like it's scheduled and has a current arrival window starting in. Do you need to set up your own shadow fields that stamp those? Hey, we got one. It's where it belongs, and I'm remembering the arrival window start and end. And then when this monkey shines happens, like, how do I get it back? You've at least stamped it somewhere when you like it, but I don't know how they're getting booked to begin with. Like, I guess the first time it's scheduled, set the window, then you have something to go back to when it kind of loses itself here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just in my org too, and I'm just going to press. I think it's the same API. So yes, same bad blood, right? So it's the same API as the book appointment. What we use on Appointment Assistant is the same as the book appointment global action. So yeah, I'm just launching a book appointment now, and I set all my field history tracking for those fields. And yeah, I think when you do book an appointment though from scratch, I think if you look at the numbering sequences as well, you'll also see there are some deleted service appointments and work orders. I think it could be 3 or 4, sometimes 5. They create them all. Like you'll see you start off with work order number 1, and then the one that actually gets saved is work order number 5. So you never get like one after the other. They skip a whole bunch.
And that may have to do with the shopping around kind of, like, let's say you show golden slots or not and persist that however many you can scroll on that first thing, or what your days ahead settings are. If you then go, oh, no, I really want to start from this date and onward, like any of those changes or that shopping around for the dates and times, it says, well, I got to go with something. So go with the next set of shopping. So you're right. You get multiple records, but then an existing SA you try and book for, I think the only thing it can do is sort of decouple it from its existing window. So it might be successful when you book on whatever new day.
Yeah, because like I scheduled it, so it put it on the 26th, and then when we click that reschedule, like it's got them, it erases them, puts them back, erases them, puts them back. And then we get up here and we get like an 8 to 9, which is what we rescheduled to the arrival window, and then it schedules it for that. So,
and I think the other
after it does the setting of the arrival windows.
I think the other thing about field history, these are in this order. They appear this way, but if they all happen in the same minute, I think these are not ordered as, like, if you stamp the history out somewhere else or had some glimpse at it, like in Dev Console or something, they may not have happened in this order bottom up. They all happen the same minute, so they end up in the history in rows there. I do not believe they're sorted within the minute, which is troublesome too.
Yeah.
Okay. So it could have done this set first or something, and rather than that's kind of what I'm getting at. If you get your sleuth hat out, if you slow it down, or if you've got debug logs, you'd be able to tell, hey, this happened first, that happened next. But field history itself, this is not an absolute. It is not always bottom to top. This is exactly how it happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So this isn't totally unusual that I'm seeing this then. There's not.
Correct. It's not unusual. And shouldn't cause any harm.
Yeah.
I say with that face.
Shouldn't. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't seem to be, I will say that, but
Yeah.
I just was shocked to, I mean, I'm just kind of getting into this client and I was like, wait, where's all this coming from? So,
I'd say the potential harm if you didn't end up rescheduling it and the revised window remained where it is. So depending how it got scheduled before, might it fly off the Gantt or would it stay where it is with an exception? It was scheduled yesterday, you shopped around, the arrival window got changed and doesn't match. Would it fly off the Gantt or would it just sit there with an exception, a violation going
during that time frame of said shopping around?
After you took your finger off the chess piece, right? You said, I don't want to reschedule it, but the window is different. The window doesn't match the scheduled. That was the breakage I was finding with it. Like when I put that thing on a Gantt tab, and I strongly advise don't do it. Anytime they open it up to kind of look, we were breaking the original arrival window. And I can't tell you now, was it flying off the Gantt because these things don't match and I'm confused, or was it just sitting there with a violation?
Okay.
Right.
I'll have to look at that. If they click that reschedule and then get out, for some reason, did we lose everything or did it just revert back? Okay.
And if that's the brunt of it, you've got your old value of the window in here somewhere and maybe set it back for giggles. Because what's Opti going to do, right? It might make it fit better in that window later.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have.
That's a good one. Anybody else have anything that they want to run past us? All right. I am going to just tie up a bow from our last session. So, Thomas, Joel was there too, although we might have made Joel's eyes glaze over a few times. We went really long on the last office hours. It's 2 hours long. So I have not uploaded it because I thought I don't want to upload it without this bow. So I have since learned just because you can doesn't mean you should, as we do, right? So field service technician licenses are sold with Community Plus licenses. Field service dispatcher licenses are sold with the partner community license. The thing I don't love about that is the sharing rules that Bruce was looking for. They're different because the roles of a partner user are different from the roles of a Community Plus user. So those sharing rules get really complex. And I think someone on the call said that they wrote, or maybe it was in the PAB, someone said that they wrote Apex sharing rules to support customer community or contractor community implementations. I'm going to pause. Does that ring any bells or cause any alarms, Bruce? What are your thoughts on this?
Oh, like who said it, or would I run scared from such a thing?
Would you run scared, or now that you know this, right? It's Customer Community Plus. If they're not going to use the dispatch console, then maybe they don't need field service dispatcher because they don't need access to the console, right? That's really ultimately what they're getting. Well,
I think, and I kept framing it in the ways like the reasons you made the MR tool are to work in the maybes, right? I want to use your beautiful product, but I don't want to have to learn cruise, or cruise have this drawback. So if we think in all those terms, maybe, the simple use of user territories. If you give contractor A dispatcher a user territory, they see everybody in that territory. They might see their competitors. They might see your internal people. Why are they getting all these assignments and I'm not, right? A user territory shares to that person everything in the territory. The easy way, and I keep banging my head against it, like the easy way they always show in the demos is make a territory per contractor. That seems lame to me because to me, a territory carries lots of other things. What time zone is it? We bang our heads on that all the time. So I'm not sure that the answer is contractor A Pacific, contractor A Mountain, contractor A Eastern, whatever, and just slice and dice it that way. But for the person who's in those maybes, they're not going to use the dispatch console, but they want that designated person. I am the office worker. I think I kept railing about the jury foreman last week. I'm the Lorax. I speak for the trees. Here is what my company's workers will do for you these days. I want to be the eye in the sky. I want to see those people, service resource A, B, and C, even if no one ever logs in, because there's different flavors of all of this. If the only thing that happened on the contractor side was they are end users and the scheduling is done by internal people, sure, Customer Community Plus, go for it. And they receive work and they do it. And you're never responsible to look over my shoulder. I'm never responsible to look over your shoulder and fill in details for you. But in these maybe worlds where someone is the office representative, the jury foreman, the Lorax who speaks for the trees, you need to see my records. But I don't necessarily need to see yours or the other workers at our company. And that's where I think the blend comes in. I'm a Customer Community Plus. I'm out there grunting and working. You are the jury foreperson. You see my records. You also see, Natalie's records, and she's out there working on sites. She doesn't see my work. I don't see her work. We don't go by that obscurity is security deal where actually I see my stuff, but because you are the jury foreperson for our company, you see my stuff. You're the jury foreperson for Natalie's, our same company. You see hers. She and I don't see each other's. That's how the mix can work. We got away with that without Apex sharing rules. I don't know that the other perm sets have grown enough. We did have to kind of squirrel around with platform events to even get you, the jury foreperson, see that I'm a service resource at your company and I'm the one who's going to go and do this thing. To even check the auto schedule box and have it schedule, we had to do some sort of like throw the plates in the air and catch them on the other side.
Really?
And it worked. It worked fine. But those heroics and convincing people that, first of all, convincing people that the partner is needed for that particular use case, the sharing rule limitations that you found last week, I would still say that's true because maybe this Apex approach different, but what you came to find, I think, by the end of last week, if you're a Customer Community Plus and I'm a Customer Community Plus, and so is Natalie, we all see the stuff from contractor company A.
Correct.
There's no one jury foreperson. And it could be as confusing or perhaps as damaging for Bruce to see Natalie's work as for any of the three of us to see contractor B, C, and D's work.
Right. Because we need to see our own stuff.
Yes. And only that, right? Only what's necessary. And I don't want to get confused and enter data and say, Natalie's appointment is finished. What do you mean? You're Bruce. Well, I clicked on the wrong one.
Yeah. But then that's where the whole, if you assign it to a person, I guess the question is, what are we showing those users? Because I have since learned, so let's just, those technicians should have access to the Salesforce, the field service mobile app. So if those technicians, they're only seeing their own. So I don't think Jean Gray won't see anybody else's because she's just logging into and seeing only what she was assigned to. She wouldn't have access to what the Lorax has access to.
Depending on the OWD or other sharing, they could go to a list view and see all essays.
You just don't give them that list view. You remove that all essays from all users. Yeah.
Careful pruning and why do admins drink and all those good things. Sure.
Yes, exactly. I did also learn that if they are not going to be, or if you've got a customer who you want to have access to a community to do scheduling, right? So maybe like Melissa, like the appointment assistant, for example. We have the one customer that we're scoping for that they want the machine operators to be able to scan a barcode on their equipment, and that will open up the asset record in Salesforce. And then from there, they would have access to certain actions where they could view the history or view upcoming appointments or request a service repair or service request or service, whatever they call it, right? So if we're giving them access, them being end customers, to do all those actions, they actually do not have access to the Salesforce mobile app. So not the SFS app. I mean, obviously, because you got to be a technician for that, but end customers do not have access to Salesforce mobile app anymore. So apparently since 2023, and I missed the memo, they have to access Salesforce through a browser. And yes, it's mobile, whatever, like dynamic, what do you call it when it's responsive, depending on the device that you're on?
Suppose I'm a customer user. I have the license through Experience Cloud. You're saying it's not just the Experience site you gave them access to, but they do have some access to Salesforce in the browser as a customer
They
user?
only have access to the customer community site
Oh,
from a browser.
Mhm.
They used to, when I was implementing this, like before the 2020s, customer community users were able to use the Salesforce mobile app, which was a nicer experience, and you can control the experience. There's better actions, things like that. But we don't have that anymore. So what they are seeing is this just responsive. If I go, how do I make it so that it looks like this? So obviously you wouldn't give them a mobile app for a phone, but if I go to work orders, this is what work orders look like. So you have to be
Mhm.
mindful. This is the list view. That's yuck. But this is the homepage. Maybe it's okay to see actions here. What do you want to see?
Mhm.
But yeah, looking at a list view sucks.
Right.
Like this
So,
is not responsive by any means.
right. And to extend the use case you were talking about, to read any barcode is an LWC to start with, or some separate app where it's sort of native to field service mobile. We just get it for free. There's additional development for someone to even capture that number to start the asset search that you took. There was just
No,
a
no, no, no,
dramatic
no,
zoom
please.
in.
Oh my God.
You put your head back, there's a dramatic zoom in. It's like, what thoughts is she thinking?
Why am I so weird? Oh, there we go. We're adjusting. Weird. I did not know Zoom did that. That was
That was fun.
hilarious. I can't even open the darn thing. But yeah, okay. So my thought, and I'm glad that we're talking about it, my thought was that the QR code would just be a link to the customer community site. It's the app and opens the asset record. Like, is that even
Uh,
not a thing?
oh,
I
so you're
can't do
okay.
that?
Okay, so if you were to back up and go, this is a QR code almost,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
you're not within Salesforce Mobile Experience Cloud at all. You're just with your camera, and
Correct.
you scan the thing that takes you to a
Yes.
URL that is maybe, if you're already logged in as an authenticated user in your browser, maybe it gets you on that device to the page for that asset.
Yeah.
I'd say
That
as
was
a QR code, maybe that might be the only way, because I don't know that you can just take a picture of a barcode in your camera on an iPhone and have it go somewhere.
hmm. Yeah, so that's something that I gotta check. But this is what a mobile app is gonna look like. Still not, still not great. Although I do have a get candidates action here. Let's see if this works.
But
Very interesting. this does work. But for your users, are you are what device are they using? Are they always using a desktop or a mobile app?
But I think, again, there's no control over it. But if you assume the most mom and pop of them, here's my PC. So I log in
Yeah.
however you tell me, here's Experience Cloud. Okay, there it is
Mhm.
in front of me. And I didn't go to the Gantt because that's not something anyone wants to train me on. But I
Mhm.
have to answer some questions about these work orders. Either I'm just entering data completed by so-and-so in the state. And I think, that could be a very straightforward thing. Here's a list view of work orders that you look at from the desktop and you do something. They were shared to me because, but I think which ones get shared, if you want to use the platform the way it's built, who do we have doing this work in that area? Oh, it's one or more resources from this company or capacity of X. And
Mhm.
who do we have do it in that area? Using the platform to do the assignments to make the sharing of the work order happen. Let's assign company X because it got scheduled to so-and-so,
Mhm.
and then let them tell you about who did it. It was trainee so-and-so, or it was Natalie, or it was
Right.
Bruce on this date. And what they found on site was this, and here's some photos they emailed
They
me,
took.
or that I scraped off their phone, or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Hmm.
So like that's the simplest interaction they want, is tell us how our work orders were done. But they also said,
Mhm.
well, we want as much information as we get from our people, which is many Wally's worth of many work steps that include picture before, picture after, usually taken in context while you were there. If that's
Yeah.
some fly by night, no one's going to use the FS mobile app and they just send back to the home office, here's 50 photos I took today. Who's to make sense out of which one is the before and the after of
Right. Exactly.
asset A, B, or C? They could just shovel them all over the line at the end. Here I am on Experience Cloud. Here's the 50 photos the person said were from today, and as deep as you can give them on the screen, say these Wallies done or not done, these work steps done or not done. But
Gosh.
to keep security as tight as possible and to keep from confusing work, field worker Bruce, field worker Natalie, by showing us all our stuff and making sure that the Lorax can speak for the trees. We need to share to you.
Right. And all I had was this lookup thing, which doesn't
Yeah.
work in our context because we're with Customer Community Plus. So you're thinking that it's user. Did you use user territories already? And is it working? I haven't tested that.
Well, I used user territories for the internal dispatchers in that use case, but for that Lorax jury foreman
Yeah.
person, they never touched the Gantt. I don't believe we created user territories for them because they wanted to see
They're just going to see the one.
all and only the service resources from their company. So it was a similar
Yeah.
lookup like that. These work orders are for my company. These service resources are for my company. I see them all.
Okay. Wow. Amazing how custom that ended up being.
Yep.
Well, amazing, not amazing. Kind of.
For how simple it is, tell me who and tell me when. Yes, there's a
Yeah.
lot of elbow grease that went into that for sure.
Yikes. Okay, so that was the bow that I wanted to put on that. So lots to understand for community, lots to understand for sharing rules. Wanted to ask you, Bruce, about those files that they're uploading. Are they just going to try their luck with the file storage in Salesforce, or are they using sharing X or another
Again,
camera, company cam?
the assumption is, again, we can't boss around the end users to say, use our device, use our app. So I would assume that, yeah, the lady luck will have her way with their storage.
Yeah, it is it is amazing how quickly the file storage can increase. Especially, you're right, if they're not even using flows or data capture, which eventually data capture is supposed to be able to compress images so that you can have images included in the data capture form. So that means that those technicians, those contractor technicians, won't even use or might not even use those flows. So it's just like some random batch, send an email, and now they're attachments of full sized images that are now in Salesforce. We're going to now have to pay extra in file storage. Yeah, okay. Fun. Has anybody hit that limit yet? I hit that limit for a customer for the first time. I think it was maybe in
Yep.
May. Have you hit that, Natalie?
It's cheap. Yep.
Yeah. And we did leverage Sharon Picks. So not an ad, but letting you all know. And they did a migration for this customer. So I had to, the timing was, of course, not serendipitous. So the deadline for them to reduce their file storage was, I don't know, I'm just going to make up a date, like June 27. And if they didn't reduce their file storage to below the thresholds, then they have to pay this invoice. I think it was like $3,000. I don't know how, I can't remember the exact number, but so I had to go through and delete files. Really, it's not delete. I had to download all the files and then upload them into Google Drive. That was fun. When I finally got Sharon Picks to the table, it was maybe 3 weeks later. So all of that delete, migration, whatever happened already. They were kind enough to do a migration from both places. They could migrate from the Google Drive, partly because I had that spreadsheet that mapped this was the ID, this is the file name, this is the parent ID that it needs to map to. And they also migrated the Salesforce files onto their AWS platform. So it's a great service. They didn't take too long to do it. And it was, yeah, now they're all using Sharon Picks. And they've got this process where you can tag them so that you don't have to give it a name and title. At least it's got these tags, or change the description of it. But there's also a process where you can change the description of the photo. But data capture has intentions of changing, or they've already changed the image upload component so that it's easier to change the title and the description of the photo when you upload it. And it'll also compress it. I think we're overdue for a data capture review. And we can get into that another session. Yeah, maybe we can do that next week. We can do data capture, what's new, because it's been getting better. And then we can review what's coming for winter. No, I'm still on summer, so I don't have a preview org. But yeah, we can take a look at that. What else do you all want to talk about?
I did see on LinkedIn there's a flow bug in winter.
Ooh, what do you mean?
Something about checkbox parameters. I can put the link in the chat.
Like an SFS mobile flow or just general flows?
General flows.
Ooh, okay, let's see it.
So here's a link. It's a LinkedIn link, and it's big and sloppy, but
Okay.
it was basically, the team, Adam White says, hey, we're working on whatever, but it was like, if you have checkboxes as parameters to your flow, they may come in as null no matter what you have set for them.
Oh, I see.
And again, this may be cleared up in a day or two. They say but if you're banging your head on it, you're not alone.
Yeah. I will just love this post from Adam White. Oh, I mean, like, come on. You don't need to demote anybody. What's this? Work plan template, work template screen is broken. Ooh, this is related to us. Do we have this issue?
Again, wouldn't it be in winter 26 only?
I know. I'm just looking. I thought I spun one up.
Yeah, it's kind of like the derivations part.
Yeah. Hmm.
Only showing save or cancel with no fields. I could peek. I don't really want to break anything.
Yeah, I'm just checking I did also log a case for, remember the permission that I found where I could not assign the dispatcher perm to the community user? I don't know if you saw that or were there. It's actually a known issue. And allegedly, you have to update the permission, this community dispatcher permission, to remove access to push topics on the object settings.
So
And
it's
I thought, but do we do it on the out of the box one or do we just clone it? Because the next time they
right.
do a release, well, guess what's going to happen? They're going to give you access to push topics again. So, and then just to reiterate that point, I don't know if you all know, but the out of the box permission sets that you get with the managed package, every time they release it and you press that update button in the managed package settings, you will re-download the permission sets and it will replace what you have in your permission. So this out of the box, I'm going to scroll right back to the top here. This one would get updated. But the things that get updated are really only object settings. If you made changes to the custom permissions, that doesn't get updated, which is weird, but true. If you remove some of these things because you don't ever want bulk dispatch or bulk unscheduled, God, has anybody bulk unscheduled completed service appointments on the dispatcher console? Just take this off your dispatcher consoles. This is the worst. It's possible to unschedule completed service appointments from the dispatcher console. Yeah, this doesn't get reset. Only the object settings get reset. So if you make a change to the permission sets to say remove push topics, the next time it gets updated, it'll probably come back. I don't know if they have a plan to change it or not. I'm just going to check to see if they gave me the link, they being Salesforce support, to that known issue. Yes. Oh, put it here. So apparently it's been updated, but it doesn't fix pre-existing instances. Okay.
So, I mean, can you talk about those out of the box perm sets for a second then?
Yeah,
So
sure.
the guidance I go by is always use them because they know better. If you've got additional stuff you want to give it yourself. I guess I take your point. If you had stuff you wanted to take away, what's your,
Permission set groups.
well, you can mute the ones that are granted by the perms in that group. Okay. But
I would mute using permission set groups if you need to take away.
Okay, so with all those things in mind, do you typically, or would you assign the out of the box ones because they grow with the platform and they're maintained by Salesforce, or would you clone them and then try and decipher what did they change this time? What makes the new stuff happen?
I've had customers in that latter bucket and their life isn't that exciting.
Yeah.
So my preference would be to create a group and then just mute what you don't need and Yeah, I think that's it. That would be my guidance. I wouldn't clone it. I would create a brand new permission set for any additions,
Hmm.
any net new ones for sure. And then you can include that in the group too. But, and if I was to change anything in that permission, it would only be to the custom settings.
The sort of addition, the delta that you wanted to offer. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes, oops, I'm opened the wrong one. Because sometimes it is interesting. I don't even know if because I've noticed that the custom permissions don't get updated. So to me, that means whenever something new comes out, you might have to check the the custom permissions to see if there's a new capability that we might need to add. So there was one, like, so for example, there was one where we could lock the dispatcher console. So these
Hmm.
policies or these custom permissions will just appear, but you don't have access to them. So as part of the update, you would have to just check it every so often to see, oh, this is new and I really like this one.
Yeah. So you asked about that other bug about mapping fields on work steps. We
Oh, yeah,
don't.
yeah.
So I'm in the winter org that we have. We
Okay.
don't have anything mapped, but the first screenshot I did, the work plan templates,
Yeah.
looks like what the issue said. I think that's the last screenshot I
Yep.
sent is the
I'm
one you're
getting it.
showing. So
Mhm.
that one, it doesn't. Oh, I guess.
Nothing to see here, I guess. That's what the
Yeah.
issue
Well,
is.
I mean, maybe it's both. We don't have any mapped, but it doesn't look like in this UI that you can say make more, add. So I
All
think
right.
they both kind of look lacking. The
Yeah.
work plan templates
Only at
and
custom fields. I think only custom
yeah.
fields will appear here because
Uh-huh.
there aren't there aren't any fields. So plans. Oops, hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Work plan template. Right. Only custom fields that you create here. So I don't have any, so none would show up. So you would need
Even
to create.
even that external ID?
Oh, oh.
Or
But do I
maybe
have it on the work plan? Let's check a work plan.
or anything of that same field type, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there's an external ID. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it looks like in summer.
Yeah.
Work plan. Aha, yes.
Yeah.
So
That's probably what they're talking about.
yeah,
Yeah. There's no Mad Libs on the right.
yeah,
It doesn't show any fields and it doesn't show any potential place to map them, even when you have custom fields. Maybe if you had already mapped something would show there, but
maybe. Yeah.
okay, winter,
So I'm
sad
gonna
for now.
create one. Yeah, sad for now, but I don't know when my org. What's the secret company information? Oh, company. How do I know when my
So
org is
yeah, copy
thing?
that
I don't
and
check here. It's this one,
yeah,
NA20.
copy
Yeah.
that guy and then go to trust.
I thought it was status. No, it's
Well, it's in
trust.
there, but yeah.
Same,
Um,
same.
but yeah, I think if you click status, it gives you the search thing. You can search the instance there. It's weird that you're on
Clicking.
an NA, not a US. So that means you're not on Hyperforce. If you check maintenance, the third tab, and then I think you're looking at October 11th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
line is the phrase that pays.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, right before Dreamforce. Oh, twist of everything. Story twist. I am going to Dreamforce. Anybody here going to Dreamforce?
I'm just super jealous. Been
It's gonna be a
aching since
loud office hours then.
It's going to be a loud office hours. So right before office hours is no, right after office hours, there's a customer session. So one of our customers are going to be presenting, so I'm totally going to go there after. And then, but I will want to do a live from, you know,
From
Dreamforce
the
type of
Metallica
thing.
concert.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'm going to go to the Metallica. You know, what's so weird? I was saying that to one of my friends. There's like Metallica and some other person. I feel bad for not knowing who that other band is. I'm not excited for the concert. It could be that I'm getting old and I would rather just go to sleep before
Like
10 o'clock.
live from emergency and orthotics.
Exactly. It's so very weird. But yeah, I did hear that Metallica puts on a really wonderful show. So we'll see. I turn into a pumpkin after like 9:30.
Oh, it'll be
Come
worth
on, this
it.
will be a story for your grandkids.
Oh, then what you're telling me, I should just like only live once, right? Just enjoy my life.
Yes. You know, when in 2005, Pink Floyd gave their like first ever after 20 years performance in London for whatever cause, I was watching on TV, watching all the crowds, and I was envying every last one of these MFs there, like every last one of them. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
don't miss that chance.
Don't miss it. All right, all right. Well,
Definitely not. Last year it was Imagine Dragons and what was it Pink? Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
was
Well,
marvelous.
well, there you go. So are you going this year, Thomas, or are you skipping this year?
Unfortunately not. I was there last year. I skipped this year. Maybe, hopefully next year.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So I'll be there. I'm
Mhm.
going to help showcase Go, which is going to be fun. Because so it was fun because I did pitch set
Mhm.
up field service in, in 60 minutes as a hands-on keys event, but I did not get accepted. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to Dreamforce, so I'm just going to like do my own like Dreamforce to you type of thing, and then product is going to do it. So that worked out. At least I know it was a good enough session to deliver. It's just not going to be done by me. And
Well,
then there's also another one on change management. So
Yeah.
we can do a preliminary roundtable on, what we think about change management and field service.
Hot topic.
Yeah, it's a pretty hot topic. Everybody talks about that. And
And
one thing that I was also suggesting to the product team was I was looking at my Dreamforce photos from 2014, and one of the photos was of IoT. And I was like, it's 2014 and they're talking about IoT and sending signals home to schedule appointments. I think that was the first time I heard about Fitbit. If Fitbit goes down, it would send a message home and put together a new purchase order for the customer. And it would send the customer a brand new Fitbit. That was like the Dreamforce keynote stage. And I'm like, here we are in 2025, and we can't even get self-scheduling done right.
they
Like
dropped the IoT part completely.
completely.
We were using it as a kind of starter, and well, we we have redone it, so to say, using Jules engine.
Mm.
Yeah.
But and I think that's why people like Bolt Data created their IoT engine, because there was a gap in the market.
Mm.
People we've been talking about over 10 years.
The IoT engine wasn't that good, which they had. It had a couple of flaws, and it wasn't not well. We heard this works as designed a couple of times, which was usually the
Our
excuse that they
favorite.
also don't have an idea what's going wrong.
Yeah,
So
our favorite.
we're actually doing it right now with Salesforce and the Jules engine. The Jules engine kicks us back some data into the assets and some custom objects, and then system reacts based on that and opens up cases for our first level teams and so on.
Do you have manufacturing cloud, or do you have
Service
asset
Cloud,
service like? It's only Service Cloud, but
Only Service Cloud with assets, no manufacturing cloud, no asset lifecycle.
interesting. But
Took us a
then,
while to do this and all the rules and
yeah,
clear
but you're not
demarcation
using the
lines.
business rules engine. You're using, what are you using?
Sorry?
Because
Business
you said,
rules. It's a rules engine running in a MuleSoft API.
oh, it's MuleSoft.
Well, you can run rules on any container. So basically, MuleSoft just runs the container, and we're using, well, we have a bunch of APIs because we are able to interface third-party products. We have tailored ones for our own products and software things, which are normalizing the data. And
Yeah,
then
but it's not
the
this. You're not using business rule
no,
engine as part of, it's not this, it's something else.
no,
Got it.
it's
Okay,
something
that's what I
else.
wanted to make
So,
sure.
you
Okay.
know, that's something I still need to look into because that might be helpful for doing all our routing decisions, and
Okay, but
which
this
currently
is
a
only
flow does.
available, yeah, this is only available
Mhm.
with any industry product. So
Okay.
if you get manufacturing cloud, then you would get access
Well,
to this capability. Go,
I,
Bruce.
I
What is
Mm.
the,
yeah,
correct me.
I have a question on that because I think BRE is in our solar client does not have any of the industry stuff you're talking about, and BRE is in there.
Really?
We got it as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
You
It
got it
just
as well?
yeah.
it just
So remember,
appeared.
it's like service. I don't know what it is, like service. There's some piece of industries. Don't quote me. Like service excellence, something like that. And uh, I know we were talking about it when we got on those office hours for the upcoming timekeeping stuff. And so I started picking around for it. And yes, I find it in sandboxes of just like a vanilla org these days with field service. So I don't know
Oh,
what license got it or if it was when they made some of these service excellence things GA-ish. But yeah, you can make a flow, you can make business rules engine entries, you can make a flow, use them to come out with a response on the other side.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's awesome. We're all learning things
Yeah.
today.
I don't know if
Okay.
it's limited in ways that, you know, industry
Are they
has other parts of it, or
enterprise or unlimited edition?
that is a good question. I will peek at the company info. They
Thomas,
are
are you
We
enterprise.
enterprise,
both enterprise?
both
Interesting.
enterprise. By the way, if you have customers in Europe, you might have an issue with domain lookups. I'm
Oh,
getting
what do you
hammered
mean?
from my European users that our custom domains are down and Salesforce is not reachable. But the
No.
instance actually is up and status Salesforce doesn't show anything. It's one of those days.
Here we go. Third party networking cable cut. What's that mean?
Ah,
Security advisory,
that's new.
unusual
That
activity. That's
third-party
different.
cable
This
networking
is
cable cut
the
is. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So what's the link on the right?
Mm.
detail.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing anything about the, oh, well,
I
we
was
do
just,
have 7 maintenance. You were just where?
but
Sorry,
it's
2
not on our
incidences.
instance
Yeah. That's
so
your
far.
NA instance you're looking at,
Mm.
isn't it?
Am I?
Or
No,
maybe.
I'm on just general
Just
Yeah.
status
let me check.
services. EMEA. Oh, I've got something here. What's this? Maintenance? No, nobody knows.
That's on
I should
September
report
8th.
it.
So my colleagues already called up Salesforce and came back that the guy on the phone didn't really understand
Oh
what
my
they
God.
wanted to tell them.
What did
Sounds like I'm
Agent?
gonna have a phone
Yeah,
call
what did
tomorrow
Agent
morning with my
Force?
account
Yeah, what does Agent Force
executives.
tell you?
Forget about Agent Force. Sorry, it's as
Oh
good as their
man.
documentation.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
It's I, it's sometimes it's quite good. I'm glad if Agent Force redirects me to a live agent pretty soon in most
Yeah.
cases.
I will say, because I'm digging into asset service lifecycle, I will give kudos where they're due in terms of documentation. I have
Mm,
enjoyed this documentation because it's given me, it's pretty standardized in their structure. So for inventory count, there's a workflow, how to set it up and how to actually use it. Inventory replenishment, same thing. So they follow a similar structure across the board, and they have it set up. So for example, manage inventory replenishment.
Hi.
Oh, I don't know why my hand is up.
I just got a hold of obviously.
Oh. And right, so now here I can actually, these are more end user actions. Right. So I really liked the way that they wrote it. I mean, mind you, this is a lot of text and I don't like reading the manual, but it was good enough for me to say, okay, there's a setup section, there's a workflow section, right? Some like a really great overview. Here's what you got to do as an admin. Here's what you got to do as an inventory manager. And then it links to the setup section or the
Mhm.
training section, right? So whoever wrote this, I really thought
Well,
this
some
was
are good, but
helpful.
it's only a small portion,
Well, right. And it's a small
unfortunately.
product, so it makes it a little bit easier to manage, probably less convoluted. Although I'm having a really big problem right now. I've had to log a case and they need to hop on a call with me because I cannot perform the inventory count because step 5 here says that there should be an action button on this inventory count product items. I don't have the action. I can't add it to the page layout on another person's demo org. I see it. So I had to log a case and we'll see how that goes. So if and when I get this all set up, I want to walk you all through
Inventory
asset service
count.
lifecycle from an inventory perspective, the difference between field service, asset service lifecycle, and then when do you go to the third party one like legendary, or there's another T one that I was just introduced to. So the 3 phases of inventory management. So,
That's for
all
us on
right.
SAP,
Oh
unfortunately.
yeah, you're mastering there. Yeah. Yeah. So
Well,
we'll,
SAP is the master, and we are obliged to feed it with data.
I see. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, we'll have an inventory deeper dive as soon as my case is resolved and we've got the full capabilities here. So I think that's everything for now. Thank you all for joining and apologies for the delayed start. And I'll
And
see
for
you
my
all next time.
interruption. Sorry, folks.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah.
Thank
Thanks, Natalie,
you.
for checking in on me and for relaying the message of my delay.
No worries.
All
Bye.
right.
Thanks for
See
all the help,
ya.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.
But